All right, it's rolling.
Alright, where do you want to start?
What's happening, guys? Giving you guys a conversation with me and my partner, well, Seth. We're in this game together. We're fellow apes. We're in on this AMC movement, but yeah, we just want to kind of have a conversation about how we got started, things that like where we've learned stuff, our influences and stuff, our thoughts of the market, and our maybe some strategies on how to get out of this thing within the next couple of weeks. So, all right, man.
Alright. Alright. The way I got started, I just pretty much instead of waiting on a stimulus check, just wanted thinking of other ways to make money, how some of these people during the pandemic have. So I thought about investing a few years back, and I finally decided to do it this past January. And one of my first investments was Dogecoin and AMC. And I lost some money in AMC, and the following couple weeks I finally started looking into different stocks and came across what was going on with hedge funds shorting the stock, and started following a few YouTubers, which we have a list of them.
Yeah. So, and a little bit of my background too, because I don't know if I've ever really said anything about that, but I've started investing in like the free market stuff with Robinhood back in August. I work with a couple of guys that are pretty savvy on this stuff, so we would always talk back and forth, and I made a little bit of money with Dogecoin also, but I had messed around with a few other stocks before then, cryptocurrencies and stuff. But started making my first little bit of actual money with Dogecoin, and then we started seeing how like the market was so manipulated. I started buying AMC back in the later part of February. I didn't get into it right away like Jose did. I was waiting a little bit. I didn't really understand what the meme stocks were, and this is right after everything had just happened with GameStop, and I thought we missed the boat. To be honest, and I had no idea that it was going to be to this magnitude. But yeah, I watched several videos. I listened to a lot of different guys on YouTube, followed Twitter. I recently got addicted to the comment section in Weeble. Have you got into that?
I've watched some of the comments in there.
Yeah.
Or read them.
That's it's pretty addicting. They'll update like a lot of the Reddit posts in there, and I don't do Reddit, but that's like a whole other rabbit hole. But once we figured out like how much the stuff was manipulated, that's where I started like really dumping a lot more money into AMC. That leads us to where we're at today.
Yeah. Some of the influences of people we've been watching and listening to some of the information they've been putting out. We have a list of them: Trade Trades, Andrew Mo Money,
It's a buy.
Jeffrey Forbes, Matt Kors.
Matt Kors is a good one. I like to listen to him quite a bit.
The Masked Investor.
The Masked Investor is a good one to get into. I listen to him quite a bit. I don't even know how you pronounce some of these. The Money Game with AC, Stock Talk Daily, New York Angelo, Rosh Capital. He's a good one to listen to too, but it's a lot of like technical analysis. It gets kind of dry when you listen to that, in my opinion. But I mean, he knows his stuff, and I've learned a lot from him. Let's see, so Jackson Hunter, the Review Dork. The Review Dork's a pretty good one. I like to listen to him.
Yeah,
pretty good. There's this guy Tom Zuzzolo. He actually wanted to start a hedge fund. Until he discovered like how corrupt everything was, and so his mission is he's starting a business and everything. I think he's got a website going up here pretty quick, but he's got a few videos on YouTube. But he wants to expose them, and he wants to give like us retail investors, um, some more information, like the information that they get that we don't, that they take advantage of us. Um, so he's a pretty good guy. Then he's on our side. And what's your personal favorite?
Uh, trades. He's one that I get a lot of technical data from. He also has been interviewing another guy that he's been working with is Atobit. He has some papers he's written called Citadel Has No Clothes, Walks Like a Duck, Talks Like a Duck, and he also has House of Cards 1, 2, and 3. And if you want to look into those have a lot of information on what the hedge funds are actually doing and what they've been doing for decades. And which is why retail investors just started investing into the stock, not only because they like it, but also starting a whole movement. And all these guys are working together to try to create a more fair market. Although 1%ers are the ones just trying to keep all the money to themselves, so these hedge funds keep shorting the stock. Just last week, they even shorted some more. They took some more short positions. So the price has gone down, but I can guarantee you're going to double that by the end of next week.
Oh, easily more than doubled. Before we get too much off subject, I want to say that my personal favorite is Lou versus Wall Street. I tell you the truth, you can listen to all these technical analysis guys, and which it's a good thing. They'll tell you all about how many they're trying to guesstimate how many shares are the synthetic. They got all the math, they got all the charts, they got all the lines, they got forecasts, they got like your resistance levels and all the technical stuff. But really good though. Trace Trades is very energetic. But if you don't understand a lot of that stuff, a great guy to listen to is Lou. My personal favorite, and he just talks like he's a knucklehead just like us, and he just explains it that way, and he has a pretty good background in this stuff. But my personal favorite. But anyways,
more of my reasons for investing is just I was always just talking about making money off of crypto, being able to pay off a house within 10 years. And it's possible I could do it this year. So
very possible. Very possible.
Just looking for a lot of different opportunities, ways to make money. So just started investing, and it takes money to make money.
Scared money don't make money.
Yeah, even if it's just a little bit. Like I said, I've been investing since January. I just got started. Been investing for 6 months now. About 6 months.
Yeah, that's good. And then when if you think that like a lot of these guys on YouTube that they're behind this whole movement, they have all this like technical analysis stuff. You think they'd be doing it for a long time? Like Trace Trades, I found out that he's only been doing this since October, and he's one of the top guys that everybody follows. And I've been doing it longer than him, you know. So it's not. So if you guys were to just jump in and start this, you know, don't feel bad like thinking that you might have missed out on whatever. There isn't a bad time that you can get in, because even after the AMC squeeze is done, there's going to be other plays afterwards. So I mean, jump in whenever you guys can. When I first started, my personal goal was I was just going to use it kind of like a savings account. Dump $25 a week or $50 a week or whatever. Do side work on the weekend. If I made an extra $100, I would throw it in there. My personal goal was to buy a new guitar, and that way surpassed that. So I got my new guitar. Thanks, Elon. That was that Elon money. That was that money that we were making the first part of the year. And I didn't think that we'd have an opportunity like this where Jose was talking about buying a house. It could happen in this year. My new goals are, that's what I would like to do. I'd like to pay off my wife's car, and I'd like to pay off my house. We'll see if that happens. Not holding my breath because nothing's guaranteed.
I've been telling a lot of people about this since January, February. Not very many people took me seriously. A lot of people think I'm joking about it, which I joke about how much I could possibly make, but hey, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't like it that like the media and stuff, everybody calls it meme stocks. And like I really feel like that discredits us, even though this is not like an investment like you would have like in like blue collar stocks. Uh so where they're like Apple and Walmart and Amazon and stuff like that, where it's great for like long term. We're not really AMC isn't really like a long term investment. We're playing a squeeze right now, and I really think that this is going to start kicking off. Maybe, well, this week is going to be a pretty exciting week. I think that um, we're going to start seeing some serious numbers. What do you think that we can hit by maybe the end of this week?
50 easy, but they're talking about having some calls at $75 a stock.
Margin calls?
No, not margin calls.
The
Just, just like I said, I don't really know too much about the technicals on it.
You're talking about options.
Just the
Option
calls.
Yeah. And see, that's what's great about it, guys. You don't have to like know a whole lot in order to make money with this. Like, I don't really know a lot about it either. I know the margin calls are coming in just because like I'm listening to a lot of these other guys, and they're really exposing how corrupt this market really is. When I first started taking the AMC thing seriously is when I was really into cryptos, and this was going to be the year of the cryptos. And I had it all spread around, I don't know, 12, 14 different cryptos, maybe a little bit more at one time. And I really thought that, man, we can make, my goal at the end of the year was, I think, $20,000 with cryptos. And man, that money came fast. And I was up into new goals. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And I think we really got some in on some at the ground level. But then, as fast as I made it, I was losing it, and like I was down, down a couple $1,000s. I was like, damn, man, how did that happen? Like overnight, you go to bed and wake up, and your account's like a couple $1,000s less. And then we found out that they were liquidating and they were shorting the whole crypto market just so they can start covering this AMC thing. This AMC play has been going on for a long time. I think that people they really started realizing what was happening with the hedge funds back in like October, when they were just shorting stuff. And it's yeah, I don't even know where I was going from that. But we're getting pretty close for this play to start wrapping up. And yeah, we talk about it to a lot of different people. I have a lot of people that ask me different things about AMC and like what should we get in right now. And the only thing that's really time sensitive is like AMC, GME. I think there's going to be a couple more plays with like Tilray, Sundial, Nokia, BlackBerry, and see, like, they call these the meme stocks because what they were initially, to my understanding anyway, is what they were going to do. Like, let's say GameStop, for an example. When coronavirus happened, everything started going digital. And they were thinking that there was a large firm that was going to start streaming video games, which we later found out that it was Netflix. And this is all public knowledge. And they thought, well, now people are going to start streaming video games, and they're downloading all their games that GameStop was going to go bankrupt. So what the hedge funds started doing is they started shorting GameStop, and they basically were betting against them that they were going to go down, and betting against them they were going to try to put them into bankruptcy, and so they would shut down, and all that money that they shorted against them, like bet against them, they wouldn't have to pay it back. Plus, they would swoop in and they would take the actual real estate, and then they would turn around and make money on the real estate. And that didn't happen. GameStop didn't go bankrupt. They were really trying to take advantage of the whole coronavirus, and so GameStop came out of it, and I'm pretty sure that the bankruptcy ain't even on the table anymore. Same thing was going to happen with AMC. and they got they got to the point where bankruptcy was not on the table anymore, and these hedge funds have been shorting it for the past year and a half, whatever that. It's been a while, and they're kind of screwed now. And this is how we're going to take advantage of and make all this money off of the hedgies. So they. I'm gonna try to explain this the best that I can, man. Help. Feel free to jump in anytime.
All right.
So, what happens when like you short a stock? Let's say, like if I'm a bank, okay, and I don't know, we'll just use basic.
The hedge funds just pretty much print another stock that they don't have. They print another share they don't have, which dilutes the market with more shares, and that's causing the price to go down. So they've been diluting, shorting stocks, driving the price down. A lot of people lost money back in January. We're just trying to get it back.
Okay, and to my understanding is what it is. Let's say, go lay down. Like if you're a bank, like a hedge fund, a bank, institution, like let's say somebody comes and you're like, I want to deposit $10 in my account. Well, the bank is going to say, all right, well now I got your $10, and somebody over here, they're going to be like, oh, I need to borrow $10. So like they have your $10, and they're going to give that $10. They're gonna sell that. So they basically don't even have it, but they say that you have it. So when it comes time that you're gonna come back and you're like, okay, I need my $10 back. I put it in my savings, and now it's time to need it. And so since he lent that out and he doesn't even actually have it anymore, he creates it out of thin air. When it comes time to get that $10, he's going to say, "Hey, I need that $10 so I can pay the original back." And we're like the other guys on the other side, where we're holding on to that $10, and we're going to be like, "Nah, you guys have been taking advantage of us for years and years, and you guys have screwed us. This $10 to me is worth $20 now. So now I want $20 in order for you to have this back, so you can cover your shorts." Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of something similar to that. So we think that AMC has over 22 times sold the amount of actual shares that are out there, and no matter how many shares are out there, they're gonna have to cover these. So
22.
That's the last that I heard. It was over 22 times. That's I had just heard that this morning.
I don't know what the count is.
I don't think anybody really knows what the count is.
Yeah, they were doing a share recount on the 2nd, June 2nd, which is Wednesday, which it's only 3.2 million people hold the stock, and that's only counting U.S. and Canada. They're not letting Europe, China, or Asia, Europe, Africa, they're not counting their shares. They're saying it's going to cost too much time and money, which they've been spending a lot of money trying to short this stock and hold on to it. They lost $1.2 billion just last week.
Yeah, they're losing a lot of money. And I think it's going to come time pretty quick that they're going to start having to cover those shorts. We were hearing that once the share price hits $60 to $80, then that's when they're going to be like bleeding out of their ears that they have to cover it, because it's going to put them out. And I think that there's maybe some hedge funds that might go bankrupt, but I don't know. We'll see. They have like a $63 trillion insurance plan. The government's going to have to step in at some time, and they're going to just have to say like enough's enough. And there's ways that they're making money. They're making money on the back end. Just because this is what's going on in the right hand, we don't know what the hell's going on in the left hand with them. But they're making moves to cover this. So we're all going to take a lot of money. This is going to be like the biggest wealth transfer in our lifetime. This is kind of like once in a lifetime opportunity.
And if you don't think this is going to make history, it is going to be in history.
It's already making history, and what's really cool is we're a part of it. And even though a couple of knuckleheads like us, we're going to take advantage of this. But it's great. It's exciting, exciting time. It's an exciting movement to be a part of. And part of the movement was they did not expect for us to be holding on, and that's where we kind of threw a wrench in the project. So they were thinking that all these synthetic shares were going to be moved all the time, but they did not expect for us to be holding it. And once everybody started holding it, when they found out what was going on with the shorts and all the manipulation and stuff, they were like, "Oh shit!" Like, this is how we screwed them. And then it's so easy. All you got to do is you just buy your shares and you just hold on to them. That's all we have to do. Just don't sell them. Well, until they start covering the shorts.
Once the hedge funds get margin called, they're going to have to start paying for the stock. And when they do, the price is going to be shooting up. But they have to pay back, they have to buy back all the synthetic shares that are out there. There should only be 417 million shares, I believe, in existence. So and they shorted the hell out of it. So they have to pay all that stock back.
That's what I was talking about with the 22 times over. That's how many times that they're estimating that you take that 417 million whatever shares times 22. That's how many shares are out there, and they're still being shorted. Like, we don't understand this because they're going to have to start covering it. And then that kind of leads us into like next week. Now, what I'm thinking is we could hit anywhere between $60 to $100. But I thought we were going to hit this last Friday, but nobody really knows, and it's all a gamble. But I think we start hitting that $60 to $80. They're going to start having to. They're gonna have to start covering these. So we're gonna have like a gamma squeeze. It's gonna trigger off into FOMO buying, which is that's like all your retail investors and your institutions. They call FOMO a fear of missing out. So everybody's gonna want to jump on this train, and it's gonna gain popularity. Like over the weekend, I think it was like the #1 search stock. Like on Google and Twitter and etc. etc. So it's hitting mainstream where people are just. I think it's about time, and so when everybody else starts throwing their money into it, they're going to have to start covering margin calls. So that's going to be into it. The insurance is going to kick in. Eventually, the government's going to step in, and they're going to have to help them out or do whatever. But that's what's going to start the squeeze, and then the price is really going to jump up. And I think it's going to be all over the place. I think it's going to be up, down, up, down, up, down.
It's not just going to be a straight shot up.
No, and I think that's where a lot of people might be misinformed, and that's what they're going to think it's going to be. But I think once it hits like that $80 to $100 mark, I think it's going to jump up to like anywhere $600 to $800 a share, maybe. What are you thinking? Yeah, anything's really a possibility. And then they're going to try to short the shit out of it and get it back down, because they're going to do everything that they can do to where they're not going to have to pay out as much money. And they're going to, let's say it hits $800, then it's going to turn right back around and go down to like $200, and then it'll start climbing up. It's not really anything that you could strategize as like.
A lot of people are going to be scared of losing money, so they're going to be selling off, trying to buy back in. But, right, so only play with money you're willing to lose.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Like I've already pulled out a little bit of my profit, and I'm playing. I still have some of my money in there, but I'm playing a lot of it with house money. So even if it goes to zero, I lose it all. It was a fun ride. But if there's a chance, that we could pay our house off, man, that's a chance I'm willing to take. And guys, this can get stupid, and it can get stupid really quick. They're expecting it to be over within the next 3 weeks tops, is what I'm hearing. I don't know what you're hearing. About 3 weeks. So I think this week is going to be a very important week. We could see it go up $60, $80, maybe $100, maybe not. Might be maybe the week after. But once it starts jumping into the hundreds, it's going to shoot up a bunch. I think we're going to get $600 to $800 real quick, and I think it's going to get shorted back down. Are they going to drive the price back down? People are going to see that they're having a little bit of money in their account, and they're going to start selling off. But I think it's going to keep going up. And there's a great chance it could hit $1,000 a share, $1,500 a share, $2,000 a share. And they're thinking we might be safe up until if we hit the $5,000 mark. and they said if you still have shares to sell after then, like people are saying, hold it to $100,000 a share. A lot of people was trending on Twitter as $500,000 a share. Anything is possible, but I don't really see that.
Everyone has to be holding for it to hit that high.
But
so people are going to take profits where they feel comfortable,
and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. There's a lot of people that are going to be holding for us. A lot of apes, a lot of big whales. A whale is just somebody who has a lot of shares. They're just a big account, and as long as they're not dumping, that gives us a little more strength. But people are going to take profits. I mean, everybody has different reasons why they're into this, and whatever price is right for the individual, that's what they're going to do. And there's no disrespect on them. And there's a lot of people that, they only have a couple shares, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is part of a movement. Let's say, like, if you come in and let's say I only have $50 and I bought, 2 shares roughly, whatever the price is going to be. Price is going to be tomorrow, the next couple days, and if that shoots up to $5,000, that turns around and that made that individual 10 grand. Maybe he needed a new car. He can go out and buy a car with that. So that's life changing. Other people are going to be on the other end where they're going to become millionaires overnight, and which is great. But everybody has a different situation, and they're doing this for different reasons. So nobody's going to get upset over somebody for, let's say, if you have $100 and I'm going to sell it for 50. What does that make you, like $5 grand or something? You got to put food on the table. You got to pay your bills. Everybody has their own situation.
And one thing you got to remember too is short-term capital gains. Make sure you take at least 50% of that out to pay taxes.
Yes, at least
you don't want to lose that money.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that. Yeah, especially when you start hitting bigger numbers, guys. If you guys do have, a couple hundred shares or whatever it is, if you guys start making several thousands into the 100,000s. I want to say it's $1 million is where they were like 42 to 48% taxing on your capital gains. Maybe underneath that anyway. I would say put half of it away just to be safe. But you're saying, oh man, $1 million, is that even realistic? Yes, it's realistic.
So there's a lot of reasons why we're doing this. I got 2 boys, one going to college after the summer. He's going to need a car. Another boy just got his license or permit, so he's going to need a car. Both of them are. My dad's going to retire this year. It's a possible way to help him retire comfortably too.
Yeah.
And I got a boy on the way. So
congratulations.
Set him up. Thank you. So it's just helping everyone out. I set people up. So set my family up.
Yeah. Exactly. We all have different reasons for this. Like, I want to pay my house off because I don't want to be a prisoner to like my bills and stuff like that. Like I have been for the past, 20 some years working. It's like, man, being like, you're basically like a slave to the economy, man. Financial freedom means a lot. And it's not that money's everything, but I just want to have that extra time. Like, I worked 2 jobs and then some for the majority of my life, and I get tired, man. My kids grew up, pretty much without me. I would go to work in the morning, they were still asleep. I'd come home at night, they were still asleep. And being that I missed out a lot of my kids' childhood, like I try not to work as much now. I still do a lot of the extra work, but I don't want that to consume the rest of my life. I want to take some time off and spend time with the kids, and go on trips and make memories and stuff like that, because that's what life's about, balance. And so those are some of my personal goals too. That's some of our goals. So yeah. Man, too bad we couldn't have this like on live and have like questions and stuff coming up that way we could be answering stuff. But
the Mulligan brothers, they're coming out with a documentary on this whole movement.
Oh yeah.
And they're being funded by retail investors, so they're gonna make this movie the way we want it to be told.
Yeah.
Not some company telling them what they can and can't put in. So the Mulligan brothers, I heard Netflix might have a documentary, and they've talked to some of these people we've named that about being in that documentary. So it's not a small thing.
Yeah, this is life changing, and this is it's a huge movement, and there's a chance for a lot of people to get financial freedom, and that's what we're out for. Not that not afraid to work for what I have. That's all we've ever known. But this is another way to make money, and it's going to help us out. Take advantage of this, guys, because there probably won't be another play of this magnitude in our lifetime. Sure, there's going to be other plays, and like with my profits, I'm going to dump them right back into crypto. Not 100%. I want to spread stuff around to stuff that's a little more stable. But I think I still want to I still want to play around with this and be more of like an event trader instead of just a long-term holding, because there's stuff that happens every day, and it's you don't know about it. But there's a couple of these guys who are starting up their own websites, and they're going to give us more information on what we can do in the future to make money. But this is an easy way to make money. Maybe not an easy way. It is very psychological, and it will mess with you. But it's, as long as you got a little bit of money to invest in it, you make your money work for you. But it's worked out for me, and I'm really hoping that it's going to work out in the future. But I would highly recommend to do this. No, not financial advice. I'm going to do this, and we're just trying to get some information out for you guys, so you guys can
make your own decision on whether you want to
decisions.
invest or not.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a chance of having some type of financial freedom, why not take it?
Exactly.
That's how I saw it. I was like, if there's even a little chance, I'll take it. So I've been investing into it. I already know whatever profits I make, I know I'm going to put back into investing again too. So it's not just going to stop there, take profits, and think I'm going to live off that. I'm going to reinvest it too.
Yeah, dividend stocks, I think, is what I'm going to go with. Try to do a lot of dividend stocks so you can make those dividends back, like quarterly or whatever it is. Strategies, man. What have you thought about your strategies of getting out of this?
My exit strategy, I have no idea what I'm going to do.
It's something that
I've been in it since January. I've seen the stock drop a lot. So if you're not willing to watch your portfolio drop by 50%, you shouldn't be in the market. I mean,
yeah.
I've seen my portfolio go up and down this whole time. Been through two big dips. Where, I mean, I've been through a lot to where right now I'm comfortable seeing it jump up and down a lot. So
yeah, you can't let that bother you.
So I really don't know what my exit strategy is or how high I'm willing to let it go. But
see, yeah,
I got goals.
yeah, me too. And I'm thinking that if it does hit that $5,000 mark, what we're hearing is that might be the point where they might not be able to start covering after that. But we don't know how true that is. We don't know any more than what anybody else knows.
The DTC, SEC have been getting regulations put in place. None of them have been helping out. The Fed's been kind of helping to stall this squeeze until they could get some regulations put in place. And once those are all put in place, that's what I'm saying, a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks.
I'm hearing 3 weeks, it might be a done deal, it might be over with.
Yeah, so I mean, they've been stalling the squeeze as long as they can to cover themselves, because when it does squeeze, once the hedge funds run out of money, it's going to trickle up to the bigger hedge funds. You got the DTCs, the bank for the banks, that are going to have to cover after the hedge funds aren't not able to. They're talking about it trickling into the government having to pay off this stuff.
And it could cause an economic collapse, just so everybody's aware of that. And don't think that they don't know that this play was coming. This is a managed play. Something that I don't know if anybody was aware, but just before coronavirus happened, we were looking at an economic collapse. And the government and the people behind the scenes, the banks and stuff, they used that play, the coronavirus play, to get themselves out. We didn't even know that the banking system was hurting. Like, you kind of had an idea with inflation and stuff, but they kind of pulled themselves out of that with the whole coronavirus play.
Last year, trillions were pumped into the market, helping the banks and bailing hedge funds out, and they went ahead and shorted the stock again, causing another financial crisis. So they didn't learn. The SEC, DCT, they have been turning a blind eye for this, and this is the most regulations. I mean, I barely got into the market, but a lot of people, so many regulations being put in place now that the whole world's have their eyes on this.
And I think that's where the government's going to step in, and the DTC and the SEC. Hopefully that these laws are going to start changing, because this is a huge movement with the apes and stuff, and it's like the retail investor. A retail investor is all of us guys that have like an app on our phone or something that we could just buy stocks as like everyday guys. And we have been taken advantage of for so long in this market. Once that the original people, like on the Reddit forums and stuff, they figured out the manipulation that was going on, and they figured out how we can make a stand against them. This is just saying, like, us working class and us little guy, we're tired of the 1%. We're tired of them taking advantage of us, and this is the way that we can stand up against them. And we're just going to have to see how this goes, guys. Nothing is guaranteed.
This is a step in trying to make the market fair for everyone, not just the millionaires, billionaires. They're the ones that have been making money off us for decades.
Forever. And then that gap in the rich and poor gets farther and farther. And
Man,
prepare.
Yeah, go ahead.
Prepare for an economic collapse toward the end of this year. They keep talking about hyperinflation. Look at all the like Jose was saying, they put trillions back into the market this last year. The trillions of dollars that they're putting into like these stimulus packages, and they're helping everybody out there. Yeah, the government's giving us a little bit of money, but is it really helping? Like that $600 for whatever 6 months it was when everybody was waiting. They keep printing this money out of nowhere, and prepare for a market crash or an economic crash. They've been talking about this, and I know that they're working on this. They're expecting something to change maybe toward the end of this year. That's where I'm thinking, like, if we were to go over into cryptocurrencies now, that might help us to where the crash doesn't hurt so bad. What I've been hearing lately, and this is not just like from AMC apes, like I'm hearing this through different people, but they're not going to really say it on mainstream media or anything like that. But they're saying that expect $500 of groceries in the future is only going to get you like $100 of groceries could get you now. So that's like 5 times. I don't know if you're hearing anything about that.
Nah.
No, that's...
I took a break this past week.
Which is not a bad idea. You can't let it consume your whole life. You have to have balance. You have to have balance with it. Don't let it control you, because that's where it's going to mess with you psychologically. Exit strategies. Yeah, I think we were going to touch on that. You said you really don't have a plan.
I really don't have an exit strategy. I've been hearing a lot of different types of plays on how to exit this, and I don't know. I've been doing good so far with taking profits and reinvesting, and I'm just going to see what my luck is on that.
I think my strategy is going to be, I'm going to sell a little bit at a time when it starts jumping up and jumping down and jumping all over the place. Like maybe when it starts hitting several $100s, you know, I might sell a couple shares here, a couple shares there. Wait for after the dip. I know a lot of people are going to try to sell at the top, and they're going to try to buy at the bottom when it dips back again, and then see what the next run up is going to be. I don't know if that's really a safe play. I tried doing day trading stuff like that, and I've lost a lot of money like that.
Same here.
But I know people are going to do that, and but I think if it does start shooting up to like $1,000 to $5,000, man, I don't know. I might sell the majority of what I have, because I think that's pretty good profits. I mean, it could hit after $10,000, $15,000, $18,000, $20,000. I think if selling just a couple shares at a time, and then if you hang on to just a couple just to see what happens, and if you lose it, you lose it. It's no big deal. But these guys saying $100,000 to $500,000, they also got to be realistic, and who's going to buy them? I know that the hedge funds are going to be forced to buy them back, but I think that the government's going to have to step in somewhere. And $500,000 a share, that's going to crash the economy.
I know
So,
a lot of people holding thousands of these stocks are going to be holding, and they're going to be holding for a long time. But they're going to try and ride this all the way up. So, yeah, good luck. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Good luck to you.
I mean, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, good luck
I'm not
to
too
everybody
sure
out
how.
there.
I mean, I'm going to keep some stock in it just to see how high it does go. Some stock I am going to sell off just to take some profit and put back in the bank. But I mean, I'll put back what I've invested, which wasn't too much, but it's made a pretty good amount.
That's what's nice about it. Like, the everyday guys like us, we could just put a little bit into it, and you can make a little bit of money on it. So even if you're like behind on bills and stuff, man, that kind of money will catch you up real quick. And not saying that if you were short on money that you should invest it, because everything's a risk. You could lose it just as fast as you make it. But it's made a difference. It's made a difference to us. It'll make a difference to anybody who gets in, as long as you play it safe.
Yeah.
But
When you first get in it, it is going to be scary. A lot of people are going to be scared when this thing takes off, because it's up and down. The stock's going to keep going up and down in price, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be by a few dollars. When it hits up into the hundreds, it's going to be up and down by hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, could be up thousands and be down thousands, and it's going to be all over the place. But nobody knows for sure, but I'm guessing maybe 3 weeks, if that. And I think the top of the squeeze is only going to happen for like 3 to 5 days, maybe a week and a half tops.
So if anyone gives you an exact date, they're lying.
Because nobody knows.
Well, they're trying to get you to sell off.
And nobody knows what price it's going to go to. Everybody tries to get their price predictions, like, oh, it's going to be $50,000 a share. Like, nobody knows that. Nobody knows, because this is all uncharted waters. This is uncharted territory. Nothing has ever happened to this magnitude before. Yeah, there's been other squeezes before, but nothing compared to what is going on right now.
And it's not, I mean, you're not hearing too much about it in mainstream media, mostly negative stuff about it. Who do you think's paying them?
Exactly.
Hedge funds are invested into these media platforms, invested in Facebook. I believe Melvin Citadel, one of the biggest ones, invested in Facebook, took down one of the AMC pages.
Oh yeah, they started.
I was thinking about Motley Fool, but found out they're kind of funded by them too. So a lot of these financial advice articles that are being funded by these hedge funds shorting the stock.
And they want to scare you. They want you to get out of it. That way they're not having to pay so much. So there's a lot of that stuff coming.
They've been trying to get you to sell off and invest in something else that's going to be moving. None of it has moved as much as these stocks have.
Other than cryptocurrencies, but that was before this started really getting liquidated.
They're liquidating some of the crypto to raise some capital to cover their margin.
And I was 100% cryptos, man, and they started messing with my cryptos because I was making a little bit of money there, and that got me angry. So we're trying to take some of this money back on the other side. But what was stuff to look forward to in the next couple of weeks is you're going to start hearing all this negative stuff in the media. People are going to start being blocked. So like YouTube channels they're already starting to be hidden when you start to search AMC. There's a couple of the live shows that I was listening to the last couple of weeks where people were on the chat saying that it's hard to find them. Well, yeah, I think that a lot of this stuff is going to start being taken down. They're going to be censored. I think Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff, YouTube. You're not going to be able to find out what a lot of people are doing. Because they're gonna try to control it. That's just something that they're gonna do. So just play it safe. within these next 2 weeks, and you got to do what's best for you, not anybody else. And don't worry about what the next guy's doing. Do what's best for you. And if you're willing to hold to see if it hits that $100,000 to $500,000 a share, then best of luck for you. I hope it works out. And but we're really gonna have to see. Different platforms, man. I know that this has happened in the past with Robinhood. When one of the first Dogecoin spikes were coming, they took the buy button away, and they took the buy button away for meme stocks like AMC, GME, etc., cryptocurrencies, and who's to say that that's not going to happen again? So that being said, I have a couple of stocks in a couple different places, so I'm going to play one and the other, but I'm hoping that Robinhood doesn't do the same because I still got a lot of money invested in Robinhood. So we're just going to have to see how this goes. It's going to be up, down, all over the place, so just be aware to what's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. And I hope that we really do see some people with some life-changing money. And I hope that if you need the help, that this is really going to help you out. And it's going to be a blessing. No matter what, stay positive. And like appreciate what you do get out of it. Don't be hard on yourself or be sad that like, oh man, I could have made $2 million if I would have just held on. You can't think like that. Be positive.
Yeah, you're gonna be regretting that.
Yeah.
Be happy with what you get. I mean, I've been good with taking profits where I can. I mean, it's gone up more than that, but I've reinvested it, made some more money. So just think of other ways that you can make money reinvesting.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's have some fun. Like, let's just say that we become millionaires overnight. What are you gonna plan on doing with the millions of dollars? This is just dreaming now, guys.
Retire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a house built, paid off.
Yeah. Help out the family.
Help out the family. I'm gonna make sure my kids are set up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Don't want to. I mean, give them that financial freedom too. Not just doing it for myself. I mean, I got my dad retiring.
Mm-hmm.
Want him to be comfortable. Build him a new house.
Yeah, those are great goals. Yeah, I'd like to do that too. I want to pay off my house, get a new house built. I don't even want to do the work on it. I did so much of that work that if this were the case, I don't even want to work on it. I want to have it built. And, I want a truck. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a high-end truck because I want to be able to use it. But, yeah, take care of the kids. Take care of the family, man. Take care of my parents.
Like I said, I got a boy on the way. Gonna be getting married. Don't have a date yet, but want to be able to pay for that wedding too.
There you go, man. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. And then I'm gonna get a drum set. Yeah, I don't even know. I wouldn't even know what to do with that much money.
Yeah.
Never had it, so I don't know what would change. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I just know I'd be reinvesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. You would have to. Where
you don't want to just take that profit and start watching your net worth go down. You got to reinvest it, make some more money. Like I said, investing hundreds to make thousands, thousands to make millions. But who knows?
Yep, exactly. My money ain't gonna like me because my money is gonna get its ass a job, and I'm gonna be a slave driver. I'm gonna be having that money try to work for me in any way that I can. Yeah, it's gonna be like, lay off, I'm tired. Nope, you go to work. Make that money work for you. Because yeah, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, so we can try to double it down the road. We never know what's gonna happen, but
even if we don't make much, we're gonna be part of something that's going down in history.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. And what are your thoughts on cryptos?
I think after the squeeze, cryptos are going to be going up and down still until it kind of settles out, because these hedge funds, I believe, are going to probably try to get some money back that they lose. They're going to lose billions. They lost over 4 or 5 billion back in January. That's going to be changed compared to what they're going to lose this time. just last week, like I said, 1.2 billion. In the past 4 or 5 months since that first mini squeeze, they're losing billions. Hedge funds are going to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just being part of that, I mean, this is a statement we're making too.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. And hopefully, some of them, the DTC and SEC regulations start coming in, and it might make this a fair marketplace. And then, man, I'm going heavy in the future. I think I'm going to go heavy on Doge because I really see that hitting $1.25. I'm going to go heavy on Ethereum. I think Ethereum is the future. That's where I think that that's going to be the life changing stuff in the future. I think everybody's going to go over to be on the Ethereum network. Cardano.
if you don't know anything about crypto, don't just start throwing your money in some of these ones that are less than a penny, because you'll end up losing money. Some of those are pump and dumps. You got to look at some of the cryptos that
Most
have
of those are pump and dumps.
Yeah, you got to look at some of the cryptos that have smart contracts coming up.
Yeah, which that's going to happen with Dogecoin.
Dogecoin already has a lot of contracts coming out.
Does it? Yeah.
You got Slim Jim. You got Daytona in Florida taking one of the dealerships taking Dogecoin for payment on cars.
Oh, I think there's going to be a mass adoption. Maybe this summer. I think we're going to start seeing it being accepted all over. Man, there's huge catalysts coming with that too. I think that Elon's going to officially come out and say that they're going to accept that and a couple of their altcoins for Tesla. They're gonna fund that whole SpaceX, the Doge One, going to the moon next year. That's all going to be funded with Dogecoin. Coinbase is going to add it. I heard maybe July 4th. So this should all be done by then. I think all this AMC stuff will be done by then, and I think we can get the ball back rolling on cryptos. And I think that we got a pretty promising summer, but I mean, nobody knows. We're just gonna have to see what happens.
Yep. You gotta look into the charts on crypto too. Don't just buy in at any time. You gotta see. I mean, there was Cardano. I bought some Cardano. It was up to like $1.40. Bought a few of those, dropped down to $1. So, I mean, you gotta watch the charts. So after that, I've been doing pretty good on saying when to invest. Buying dips.
Yeah. And no matter what, have fun with it, guys. You can't let this like consume you and get you down, man. You gotta have fun with it. But once you do start seeing that little green line go up, man, it's addicting and it's it's a good time. It's a good time, but. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
I really don't know. Don't blame Elon for the crypto crashing. That was all. They were liquidating at that time. They used Elon as a scapegoat for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching that. All of crypto dropped that night on Saturday Night Live, and it wasn't from Elon. They were liquidating crypto to raise money, capital to keep from being margin called.
Yeah, they've been working on this for a while. So they've been taking money from all over the markets, and just so they can pay for this one huge event. So, yeah.
Now, a lot of these big hedge funds, they're invested in a lot of different things, not just crypto or the stocks. I mean, oil, gas. Who do you think sold off before the cyber attacks on the oil lines? They made some money off of that. So that wasn't just a coincidence.
There's so much corruption that goes on behind the scenes that nobody even knows about, and the media won't cover it. So that's why I think in the future, I want to be an event. How do you say it? An event investor. And, you can follow this kind of stuff, and because it's out there, man. There's a lot of money to be made. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I'm pretty much done with the information that I need to get put out.
Yeah. So hopefully we kind of explained it a little bit for some people out there. And if you're new coming in, be careful. just be careful. It's fun, but just only invest what you're willing to lose. And if anybody ever has any questions or anything, man, you could always get a hold of us or let us know. Yeah. So, anyways, on that note, guys, good luck to everybody out there. I hope we see some new millionaires next week.
It's going to be a crazy week this week.
This is going to be a crazy week. It's going to be up and down. Emotions are going to be all over the place. Who knows? We might see a squeeze tomorrow. Might not happen for 3 more weeks, but it could very possibly happen tomorrow. But we'll see. It's going to be it's going to be a fun one. So everybody, be careful out there. Good luck to everybody. I hope everything works out. Were you going to say bye?
All right. See you later.